Prologue. Beyond the dunes, beyond the scrub, 3 red sunsets and 3 orange dawns out of the city of Jerusalem. Far away across the Thar desert, the vultures wheeled high in the air. A man sat back on his camel and looked up at them. He drew his hand across his face to shade it, peering into the sun to watch the vultures dive, then flap upwards again with agitated, frustrated movements. A hot wind had been blowing from the east all day. Now a sudden change in his direction made his camel start. It flared its nostrils and looked around. The man patted its neck and spoke to it soothingly, but his face, under the slouch hat, looked grim. He set off again. It wasn't long before the man spotted the first carcass. Sand was already starting to cover it. The man climbed down from his camel and covered the last 100 yards on foot. He saw that what had looked like 8 small dunes were, in fact, 8 more carcasses, all half covered with sand. The smallest carcass was about 8 feet long, the largest over 40, its scaly bulk disappearing underground. Along the lengths of their bodies, the creatures were like snakes, but at the top end, each looked like almost human, with a torso, a head, and 2 arms. On closer inspection, it was clear that they were not human at all. They were dead nagas. The man bent down to examine the smallest naga more closely. It was still only a baby. Dried yellow spittle tailed from his mouth. The man frowned. He put down his pack and took out a notebook and a small bag. Then he unclamped a pocket knife and reached down to take a small sample of the spittle on the blade. Being as careful as possible, he lifted the knife up towards him very, very slowly until a rifle cocked behind his ear. The man froze. A Cockney voice said, "Give them a break, mate, they're dead." The man turned around slowly to face his assailant. The Cockney, who was wearing a dirty black jacket that was streaked white with the desert dust, grinned at him with yellow teeth. "You're Noah Hayes," he said. "I know your name. And I know your game too. You can call me Shadwell." The man put away his pocket knife, then took off his hat and used it to wipe his brow. He put it on the back of his head and spat on the ground. "You're Shadwell," he said, speaking in a Texas drawl. "I heard you're a dealer in dragons. That is the one ugly profession. What do you want from me, Shadwell?" "If you're so interested in dead dragons and all, maybe you should like to see a live one," replied Shadwell, grinning again. Keeping his gun pointed at Noah Hayes with his right hand, Shadwell unbuttoned his jacket with his left. As he did so, a puff of smoke came out of the inside pocket, and a small scaly creature climbed out and looked at Hayes with hard, beady eyes. It was a dwarf dragon. "Say hello to Flitz," said Shadwell. The dragon peered around and bared his teeth at Hayes, but as soon as he saw the dead naga, he recoiled and looked very much as though he would rather climb back into safety of Shadwell's jacket pocket. Seeing Flitz's discomfort, Shadwell gave a harsh laugh. "That's right, Flitz," he said. "The poor nagas all got sick and died, but don't worry, you don't have to touch them. We've got some kidnapping to do instead." Shadwell gestured towards Hayes. Flitz turned to fix his eyes on the Texan. Then, not looking away from him for a moment, the dragon climbed up to Shadwell's shoulder. Shadwell didn't move, and he kept his rifle aimed at Hayes. "Go get him, boy," he said. At Shadwell's command, Flitz flew straight at Noah Hayes with his claws outstretched and his fangs bared at the ready. Hayes screamed and tried to cover his face. Just as he did so, Out from behind a dune stepped the most sinister-looking woman he had ever seen.